Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. It is Thursday Night Live. So just welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you are having a fabulous day. I mean, seriously, fabulous day. And we're going to have a fun topic tonight. And we are going to actually talk about 2026, your goals. I have totally forgotten and will never again do resolutions because nobody keeps resolutions because it's just a talk. It's not broken down. And so we're going to talk about that. Oh, Charmaine is here. Hello, hello, hello. And Maddie are here. Merry Christmas to both of you. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hmm. Um, so tonight we're going to talk about, I think it's very fun. Oh, first of all, look what I'm drinking tonight. This is Ponderosa Lemons, and it has blackberries, fresh blackberries in it. It's a lemonade, and then I added just a touch of homemade vanilla in it. It's so good. I mean, seriously. And I just absolutely love it. And Troy Sutton is here. Hello, Troy. How are ya? And Andiel. Look at 4 of my favorite people in the world are here. Yay! So much fun. Today, I did not do one single thing of art because I got my carpets cleaned today. And I can't do art. I would be standing on my floor. So I can't paint. If I was doing my glass, I would be sitting and I would be on my wet carpet. So I just decided, okay, I'm just not going to do art today. And I'm okay with that. And Janice is here. Hello, how are ya? So I read a couple books. I did my short videos because that's every day for 100 days. Maddie, I'm so glad that you love them. Maddie bought some ornaments from me. I did just throw in a something something because it was Maddie. And so I'm so glad that you like them. But I also today went with my mom and dad to the date farm. These are dates right off the tree. They are just so amazing. It's craziness. Julie's here. Hello, hello. Was watching a cat getting a pregnancy ultrasound. Now that doesn't happen every day. That is awesome. I know, Anne. I took the day off from art. Seriously. And I almost started some stuff last night, but I knew the carpet guy was coming. He came early in the morning. And so I just did stuff. And Mom said, "You want to go out to the date farm?" And I said, "Yes, I do." So we got 11 pounds of dates. Guess how much it cost? Right, put it in the chat. Just take a wild guess what 11 pounds of dates cost. And did you know that you can dry these pits? This is like the seed inside of a date. You can dry these and grind them up for flour. Just a little thing. Just a little something for you to think about. So you could add it with a recipe and maybe you only have a half cup of date flour, but you could add that in with another recipe. You make bread, you could do whatever you would use flour for. Okay. Julie says $50. Charmaine says $50. Anne says, I've never had a fresh date, $30 or $40. 11 pounds, $25. You can't beat that. You go into the store and you get this little tiny package and it costs you about $8. And they're not even fresh. But these are so scrumptious. Sometimes I cut them open and I'll put like an almond or a pecan or a walnut, or sometimes I put cream cheese in there. Some people put cream cheese and then they wrap them with bacon and cook them. You just do all kinds of stuff. Seriously. all kinds of stuff. So anyway, I bought 2 boxes because I always take a box back to our good friends in Wyoming because we missed their birthday, both of their birthdays. And we just have this thing that um, when it's Joe's birthday, we go out with them. When it's Jody's birthday, when it's Wayne's birthday, when it's mine, we just go out. Well, 3 of them were missing because we're in Arizona. And so they love dates. I always bring them a box of dates for their birthday present. So, I mean, and have you ever had a date shake? Seriously, with fresh dates, you chop them up so they're little pieces. I put them in milk and I let them soak all day long in milk. And then I use that with vanilla ice cream, sometimes a little vanilla, and I make a shake. It is just so good. Oh, look at this idea. Stuff the date with ground chicken and roast it. Drizzle with honey. Oh my gosh, I'm trying it. Oh, I bet you that is so good. And I have chicken in my freezer. Oh, yeah, I'm doing that. But what are we going to talk about tonight? We are talking about goals for 2026. And last year on Round the Hay Bale, we did setting up your goals, talking about, but there's just like so many things to dive into when it comes to that, right? Like, am I doing a goal for maybe my finances? Maybe it's health concerns. Maybe it's something with my family. Maybe it's something fun. There's just so many options that you can do. And so, how do you make a goal work? I found some sheets. I'm going to actually, before I show them to you, I'm going to type in the chat where you can find these. And you can pull it up on your phone also. So whatever's easier. But I did it right on my computer, but you could do it either way. So this is where I got these from. 2026 goal setting checklist. And it just breaks it down on what you should do. Because why do people not make their goals? It's because they haven't broken them down. They haven't broken it down to, okay, this is what I need to do for this week. This is what I need to do for a month. This is what I need to do this quarter to make this goal. And it doesn't matter if that goal is work, family, fun, any aspect of having a goal. And I kind of like doing multiple goals for the year. Why? Because it makes it so if I'm getting a little discouraged in one area, I might be doing really well in another area, and that can boost me up so that I want to keep doing that goal. Say you want to, let's just take an easy example. You want to save $5,000 in a year. If you broke that down to a quarter, every 3 months, you got to basically save $1,250, right? So in a whole year, you would save $5,000. Now, if you took that quarter and you broke it down into the 3 months, you just have to save about $400 a month, just over $400 a month. Can you do that? Now, I know that might seem like an impossible goal, but maybe start looking at, could I cancel some subscriptions that I have? Do I really need all these things on my TV? Cancel some of those. Do I need all these different things on my phone? Can I look for a better rate for my car insurance, my house insurance, my health insurance? And you might be surprised at how you can all of a sudden find that $400. then you got to put it away. You can't just put it in a jar in your cupboard, because if something comes up, you're going to spend that. So open a savings account. And every month, and on the maybe 1 month you only save $200, but it's more than you had saved before. You got to break those down. So no matter what your goal is, work, health, money, fun, family, development, education, or just something just for you, that will make a difference. Now, Charmaine says, SMART goals. SMART goals. SMART. S, you have to be specific. M, you have to be able to measure it. It has to be measurable. How will I know when I have achieved it? That's a measurable success. So when we were talking about saving $5,000, that's measurable. This is what I need to do each week, each month, each quarter, each year. A in SMART, attainable. Is the goal realistic, and how will I accomplish it? And that's when you start breaking it down. R, is it really relevant? Now, the thing about New Year's resolutions, sometimes it's at that day it seems relevant, but it may not really be relevant. So you really have to ask yourself, why do I want this? T, time bound. That means, okay, I got to do this each week. I got to do this each month. I got to do this each quarter. And it may be a goal that only lasts you 3 months. Maybe it's a goal that lasts you 6 months. But you put that all together and you got SMART goals. So how are we going to break it down? What are we going to do? Start just writing things down. Crazy things, fun things, anything that you can imagine. Have it on a piece of paper. Start writing stuff down. You got to set apart, let's set apart 2 to 3 hours. And you're going to say, I'm going to work on this. I am going to say, what's my goal? And honestly, really try to set not just one goal, try to set 5 goals. I mean, you could do more. And have some of those goals, little goals, and some medium-sized goals, and some large goals. Because it can really push you and move you if you have a lot of different goals. And they're not all, it's going to take me all year round to get this done. Oh, Charmaine was a teacher a long time ago. They talked about SMART goals. Now, and Charmaine says, make it something you desire and want to accomplish. That's for sure. You gotta love what you want to do, because it's going to take your time, your energy, and it may take your money. So don't set a goal that's really a goal for somebody else. Somebody tells you this should be your goal. You got to love it inside your soul, and you can accomplish it. So we're going to break it down. We're going to say 2 to 3 hours. Tell your family. Tell whoever that would interrupt you. Say, on this Saturday afternoon, from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, I am putting a do not disturb on this bedroom door. Or go someplace, drink coffee, bring your notebook, start really saying what you'd like to do, but make it a very it's not distracting in any way. So however that makes it work for you, that's what you want to do. Ann says, I love how you set your goals. For me, it is something that I can really grab onto. You know, if I just think it in my brain, it's flighty and I forget it, and then I'll remember and then I'll forget it, and it doesn't become accomplished. So we're going to block some time out. We're going to make goals. Have 5 different goals, 1 to 10. But honestly, 3, 4, or 5 is going to be way better for you in the long run. We're going to do our SMART. We're going to break them down. Okay, each one of those goals. What do we want to happen? I know when I have achieved it. Is it a goal that's realistic? And how do I accomplish it? Why is it important to me? And what's the deadline? SMART goals. So if you can do that, like I like to set a goal for my art. I like to set a goal for my YouTube channel. Maybe you want to learn a language. That's a big goal. Maybe you and your husband or your significant other or your family are going to another country. You know when that's going to be. So even if you can't speak it fluently, if you can have a somewhat conversation in that country, you will just find it just so much more rewarding. That's right. You got to brainstorm. And some of the things I like to brainstorm, spend my couple hours, leave it, come back after a couple days, and there'll be things that I'll add to or things I'll cross out because it's like, yeah, no, I don't really need that. But maybe you need a new job. Maybe you need a side hustle to make a little extra money. Maybe you just want to save some money. Maybe you want to pay off some bills. But give yourself that 2 or 3 hours that could just really, really just rock your world for 2026. Because where are you now? We're just ending 2025. Where do you want to be 365 days from now? Just before Christmas. Where do you want to be? What have you wanted to change that you're going to change? What could you do to make that happen? Right? And one of the things to start with is reflecting on this year, 2025. What was good? Celebrate those wins. And then be honest with the things that failed. Why did it fail? Did it fail because it wasn't really something that was in your heart, in your soul? Or did you not break it down enough to meet that goal? Did you not keep track of it to make that goal? You need a planner. Now that planner can be on the computer, can be on your phone. I do it all. I have an actual planner. Looks just like my one from 2025. I loved it so much. I bought the 2026 of it. I have a calendar on the wall right here. I put my stuff there. So I have a calendar on the wall here, and I have it in my phone. Pounding it into my brain. So you're going to make a plan. You're going to figure out what those goals are. Say you picked out 5 goals, 5 things that you want to do this year. I would suggest that you start with the one that's the most important to you. And when you get the hang of that, how you're going to break it down, what do I have to do to achieve that goal? How long will it take me to do that? And okay, so say you want to run a marathon. You never ran a marathon before. What are you going to do? Say the marathon's in September. So you got 9 months to train. It's going to start with the first step. What do you have to do? How many steps do you have to do that very first day in 2026? How much do you have to run? Do you want to start running in some contests, marathons, half marathons, so that you're building up your stamina so that when it comes around to September and that big marathon you want to do, you're ready for it? Because if you don't do the work, you won't achieve the goal. Goals do not happen just because you wish they would happen. Sorry to tell you, it just doesn't work that way. We would like them to. We like to have those goals materialize through osmosis or something. They're just there. Say you want a new house. Oh, it's just going to pop in my lap. It doesn't work that way. Sorry. I'd like it to work that way sometimes. But you got to measure your steps. You're going to run that marathon, you got to one step at a time. Then those steps start, and you're running. And then you're running 1 mile. Then you're running 5 miles. Then you're running 10 miles. Then you're running the Boston Marathon. It's all a process. But if you don't break it down to what you got to do each day, each week, each month, each quarter, and then reward yourself. Say, if I can do this for an entire month, I'm going to have a little reward for myself. And it could be anything, you know. You go out and have a coffee. Um, you you do something special for yourself. You paint your nails red. Whatever you want to do. And Charmaine says, always lose weight. Learn to make good pie crust. Learn to make bread well. Walk my dog around the block. These are great goals. So Charmaine is going to take each one of those goals. What do you have to do? Now, to learn to make a good pie crust is not going to take as long as maybe losing weight. Because a lot of times people can lose weight very fast, but if they haven't changed the reasons why they're heavier than they want to, it can come back. But making a good pie crust is one of those things. It's like making bread well. You got to do it all the time. Because all of a sudden, after you've made 5, 6, 10 pie crusts, all of a sudden you feel that pie crust. You feel how that bread is supposed to feel when it gets that elasticity, and it makes a big difference because you've done it and done it and done it and done it. Now, to make a good pie crust, you got to start with a good recipe. And Charlene is here. Hello. And Juan is back. He had said hi earlier. Awesome. So hello. We were talking about setting your goals. And Charmaine had listed some goals that she wants to do this year. And I once read in a book, it was called Outliers. It was really interesting about people being in the right place at the right time. But it wasn't just that, because sometimes people just think they're lucky and somebody was born at a certain time, this. But you're not great at anything. I mean, extremely great at anything if you haven't put the hours in. I'm serious as can be. And a lot of times, like they say, if you want to be a great artist, you have to have painted 10,000 hours. Now, you don't have to have 10,000 hours to make a good pie crust or bake a good bread, but you got to have some little goals and you got to have some big goals. And it just makes it, if you put in the time, you will just be so happy that your goals have reached what you want them to. Janice is here. Hello. I need to restart my sourdough starter. I hope she'll restart. Have you had it in the fridge or on the counter for how long? Because you can restart sourdough starter. It will take you a little while to get it going again, but almost always you can restart a sourdough starter. And I tell you, the best pancakes I've ever had in my whole life is from sourdough. It's just beyond words. But when you have these goals, the different things that you choose, and you have, we'll call them sub goals, things to reach each month or each quarter. And then you break it down into your tasks that you're doing every day or every week. It makes it so you are successful. And that's the whole idea of setting. You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to spend hours figuring out what these goals are, and then you're not successful. So breaking them down. My goal is just wake up every day. Yes, that's a perfect goal too. Because everybody needs to wake up every day. That's true. Okay. One of the things I want to make sure. So you're setting these goals this time. Okay, so Juan's saying, my goal is to eat better. Okay, what does that mean, Juan? What does it mean to eat better? Does it mean more natural foods, growing your own vegetables, going to farmers markets, only buying organic, because it means different things to everybody on the planet. And why do you want to eat better? Do you want to be more healthy? Do you want to lose 10 pounds? Do you want to just feel better? You got to put all these in. So when you're spending your couple hours of brainstorming of what goals you want, just write everything down that comes into your brain during that time. Then you're going to come back a couple days later, and then you can finalize those goals. But I don't want you to think that, oh, it's January 30th and I haven't started my goals at all. Just start them that day. There's no judgment here. There's no, I want you to do your goals because you want to do something that's important to you. Now, there's a thing called WOOP, WOOP. Things you wish for, things that so that would be your goal, the things that you're wishing for. To get that goal is your outcome. That's your first O. What is the outcome? What are your obstacles? That's the second O. Because when you're writing goals, if you don't think of the obstacles that could happen, like, I want to lose 10 pounds. Obstacle. There's cake in my refrigerator. I have to look at the obstacles. So if cake in my refrigerator is too hard of an obstacle, I can't make cake. Okay? And then the P in WOOP is the plan. How are you going to do it? What am I going to do this week? What am I going to do this month? What am I going to do this quarter to make my goal? Charmaine wants that pie crust. I tell you, I love pie crust. And, I used to do the farmers markets all the time. So every single week, I would be making, easily 15 to 20 pies. And I'm making my own pie crust. And I tell you, you get this feel, and it's just like, you know exactly how much water to put in, you know exactly how much to knead it, how to roll it to a certain thickness, so you have that beautiful flaky crust. And it's like no other, And my daughter was making pie crust, and she's going, well, how do I know? Because I'm telling you, well, you put this much to this much water, depends on how it feels. What does that mean? um, oh, Charmaine says, my obstacle, the pie crust. But it's just do it. Just try it. If you can fail, you can make bread and it's hard as a rock. Try it again. I guess there's something I want you to think about. Does it have to be perfect? No. Can you fail? Just keep trying the next week. So Charmaine wants to do pie crust and she wants to do bread. How about every single week you make a loaf of bread? Honestly, in a month's time, all of a sudden you're going to go, oh yeah, that bread feels different. I can feel when it's getting ready. Same with the pie crust. All of a sudden you're going to go, this is how pie crust is supposed to feel. Now, those are little goals, but there could be huge goals that you want to make. Just throw them out. Make 4, 5, 6, 7 goals for 2026. It will rock your world, really. Sometimes, if you look over 2025, and you might have had some goals and it wasn't successful. Okay, I feel like I'm getting curveballs. So my goals tend to get filed away. get overwhelmed. Everybody has those days. Don't file them away though. Just say, if it's getting too much, I have too many obstacles, I'm feeling overwhelmed, back up. Maybe that goal has to be, for right now, a little smaller or a little bit different. Change the goal that you have, that eventually you can meet that big goal. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody at times is going to get overwhelmed with their goals. Sometimes it's timing, and you just got to set it aside for a little bit and go, okay, I'm not going to work on this goal right now because I'm feeling overwhelmed. But I got these little goals over here that I can do. And that kind of builds your confidence, makes you realize that, oh, yeah, I can do those things. And then you can return to that goal. You can always revise it a little bit. There's nobody that's overwhelming you and except for probably ourselves, that I can't do it, because sometimes we make that goal, we don't have enough time, we want to get this done right now. But if we can go, okay, this is my goal, and instead of doing this every week, I'm going to have this goal to finish at the end of the month. So break it down like that. Matthew says, just knock the obstacles over, whomever they are. But sometimes when you look back on 2025, you will see patterns or habits that maybe you need to change within yourself, or patterns how sometimes we block ourselves. We don't think that we're really, honestly, sometimes I think we don't think we're worthy of the achieving that we're not worth that. And that, for 2026, you got to change. You are perfect just the way you are. I am perfect even if I never did another piece of art in my entire life. And every single one of us are slivers of God that are perfect. It's amazing who you are. And I love goals because it's just something to me that I want to achieve things. I want to create things. I really think it's because I honestly think every person on this planet is a sliver of God. And if we could put us all together, we would change our entire world. And God is a creator. So I think that's why we have that creative ability in us, even if it's creating a pie or creating a business that employs 10,000 people. You got to have big goals and you got to have little goals. I've always wanted to, this is going to sound so crazy. I've literally always wanted to own a cardboard factory. Is that just the weirdest thing ever? I love boxes. I'd like to be able to design a box that was always, always recyclable. That would pop together and you'd ship it off to a center and they would use it again. Maybe not recyclable is not the right word. I don't want it to be, I want it plastic and maybe not plastic. Do you know that they're making containers right now? A German company is making containers out of the waste part of a beet factory where they make sugar. And they're opening a branch in, I don't know if it's North Dakota or South Dakota. And literally stuff that a company would think of as waste is literally going to make containers that'll be so biodegradable that it won't hurt the environment at all. So if I could make that with recycled paper, something like that, to make a cardboard that would ship all over the world. It would, if it got wet, it wouldn't make any difference because it would take long enough to before the biodegrading, not in a shipping situation. I would love that. And oh my gosh, who is here? My friend, my friend. Penny, how are you? She got hung up. No worries at all. Penny, we've been talking about goals. Um, okay, so we're setting our goals, right? We've got big goals, we've got little goals. We're breaking them down. What am I going to do a week, for 2 weeks, for a month, for a quarter, for a year? But the thing to do is, like I love using my planners. I love using my things on my phone. But really, my planner, it is a catch-all. It sits right next to my computer all the time. And I can just look over it and glance. This is what I need to do today. Every week, this is just a little trick. Maybe it work for you like it works for me. If I can take 10, 15 minutes at the end of the week and just look over what happened that week. Was there anything I didn't get done? What were my wins? If there was a failure, what can I do to fix it? And then during that 10, 15 minutes, I'm also going to look at what's coming up in the week ahead. So I'm prepared. And so doing that on a Sunday night is perfect for me. But you guys can pick whatever day you want to. And it's really actually very freeing if you break things down, and then you're not always feeling suppressed, I guess is a good word for it. You can be and you can do all those things that you want to do. You just got to break it down. Sometimes we don't make enough money, and so we just got to have a little side hustle. What can I do for 5 or 10 hours a week to make this extra money, to do what I want to do, or to save, or to pay off a bill so I'm not stressed? It's just break it down. And then if you can, by the end of the year, have those set up in your calendar, you'll be successful. Seriously. Now, will you reach every single 5, 6, 7 goals? Maybe, maybe not. But you will be successful in some of those goals. And that will give you the encouragement and the know-how and the strength to do more. Oh, Penny is sending a message to Anne. So I hope Anne's still in here. But everybody, I'm way past my half hour. But I hope you even go back and listen to this again and be successful this year. Throw out resolutions out the window, but set yourself some goals, some little ones and some big ones. And I think it'll be very great for you. I hope it will. I won't see you next week because it is Christmas. And then the next week on New Year's Day, I'm actually going to have a live. So if you happen to be wanting to stop in, see what's going to happen with 2026 for me, I will be telling you my goals for 2026. And that will be January 1st. Everybody have a great day. And if I miss comments, I'm so sorry. And you can always send me an email and we can talk. Bye, everybody.